Yes. Okay, listen.
Okay, what was his words to you?
Okay, Mike told me that Andrew was the second, or I had to take it through court because I had already had it in writing that I had it in writing that Andrew did not want to have anything to do with his dad except to show up at his funeral. So I have that in writing. The other one is Shelby did not want nothing to do with her dad. And even when Shelby did go to view her dad when he was alive, she said that Thelma and you guys didn't want her at the hospital in Rapid City. That's what Shelby told me. Shelby called me and told me that.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on.
And then
he's full about things.
And then, so the burial told me the Mike guy told me to go ahead and just take it through the court. So everything went through the court this morning. It already went through the court. And then I talked to Grandpa Floyd. Grandpa Floyd said nobody contacted him or told him what was going on. So technically, as biological family, nobody contacted us. It's almost as if nobody didn't want us to have anything to do with Andy.
This one's just fighting me. She's just tired. Go to bed now. She's acting up all while we were in Pine Ridge too. My mom gave Justina $10 to babysit. She didn't even babysit. I said, you know what? We can't do this with kids around. I got to do business. And here, my mom wanted to take her. And my mom couldn't even sit down and write anything. Because they they got notarized letters, and that OST police chief went and presented the video of Andy talking.
That video, that Oglala Sioux tribal chief, when he was at Rapid City, he was out of his jurisdiction because tribal police don't have.
He didn't go as a police officer. He went as a civilian, as a friend to Andy because he's his pallbearer.
Paulette.
Huh?
Who was it?
I don't remember his name. I don't even know half those guys on there. On his burial. So.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Wait.
I think in my heart, I believe that he deserves a burial, and because of his body is being worn and all that medication, they said he needs to be buried right away or cremated right away.
Okay, listen.
I don't know nothing.
Okay, so Thelma went to Pine Ridge and talked to Brian Brewer, right?
Yep.
Okay. Brian, when I called Brian Brewer's office, they told me he was in a meeting over at the casino.
Oh, they were down there before that.
Okay.
Because when we got down there, they said they needed Iris and his signature. So she went down to the tribal office, and they said, he's in a meeting right now, but as soon as he gets out, he's going to the casino.
Who needed Iris's?
We need your signature.
Who needed it?
Carrie down there.
Who did?
That's why I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on. They just said they needed my mom's signature down there. Because my mom, they're signing a paper. They all got together.
Who's they?
Needed my mom's signature because they're doing like a petition thing or something. But everybody had to sign it to put that video through. To follow through with Andy's request.
Okay, number one.
They had a meeting before Brian went to that meeting to the casino.
Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Andy.
I don't know what was done. But right after that, I drove my mom over to get something notarized. Then they got money for $15, and they took it to the court. And a protection order and something else. And me and Jen almost got into it.
Why?
Really
What did Jen? Why is Jen trying to fight you? Why is Thelma's daughter Jenny trying to?
She said, "Oh, what? You don't know what's going on?" And I said, "I don't know what's going on." And she said, "Well, you just need to stay out of it." So I said, I said, "Let me get rid of Eliza." I said, "I'm gonna take Eliza up to Michelle, and when I come back and you get mouthy with me like that again," I said, "You got a big mouth on you. You better be prepared to back it up." And I just left and took Eliza to my cousin Michelle, and I came back, and she wasn't there. And then we were getting ready to leave, and then she showed up. So I said, "You know what, Mom? This ain't even right." I said, "You don't even need to be here if you don't want to be here. And if they're going to act like that, leave it up to them." And she's like, "I know." And she said, and I know how Thelma feels because she raised Andy, and she'll probably fight tooth and nail for her son. I said, "Well, she's been there all these months with him." And I said, "Well, we'll just stand back and see what happens, because it ain't." I said, "I don't think it's right. I think he just needs to be buried peacefully." So when we was driving back, Andrew called. And Andrew said, I guess Mike, the mortician, sent him a paper stating that nobody could do anything with Andy, my mom or Thelma or you. Only he can, because he's the next to kin. And these are his exact words, and you can quote me on this, and I'm not lying. He said, "I'm going to type up a paper, and I'm going to send it to Andrew, and Andrew's going to notarize it, and then on that paper, he's going to put who he wants the body to be released to, because he's the oldest, and it doesn't matter what Thelma says or who is the notary or the what is that, power of attorney, or if Joanne is his sister." He said, "Because automatically by law the body is going to go to the children." So when Andrew called, he told us that he signed that paper for Thelma to continue with the burial, and he notarized it through Wells Fargo, and he faxed it back.
Okay, the letter that I have is Thelma has no say in the court whatsoever. Even though Andrew approved it, she has no say in our family. And she has no legal obligations. And we don't owe her nothing. And as for that mortician, is he a lawyer or is he a mortuary person? Does he have a bar card? Does he have the right to?
Them and ask them.
I am. I'm going to. I'm going to do that.
I don't want to get involved. If you want to find out, then you can talk to them.
Okay, I will.
But the point is, they're dealing with it like the here and now. You're not here. You're in Reno, Nevada.
Right, but I'm going to. This is what I'm going to do.
Your physical signature. That you're not here to sign it, or you didn't get none of them notarized.
Oh, mine's are notarized.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on, Joanne.
Mine are paid and notarized too. Mine is just as good as Andrew's is.
So what's the whole point of all this, Joanne?
Let me tell you the truth. When Thelma tried to put me in jail and say that I hit her, I never in my life ever tried to hit her. You was there, Paulette. You know I never hit Thelma.
In front of her, but the way, look through my eyes. When you jumped up and you dove at her, in my eyes, it looked like you were gonna hit her.
But Paulette, I never touched her.
See, so you've seen it differently, and I've seen it differently, and Thelma's seen it differently. There was 3 angles at seeing it. And in your heart, you say you wasn't going to because she was elderly, but in my heart, it looked like you were going to.
Right, but if I wanted to hit Thelma, I could have without you jumping in the way. And you know that. That's the truth. The
Yeah,
God
and you
living
didn't
truth.
hit her. And I told everybody that if you didn't hit her.
Listen.
You look like you were going to hit her. Those were my words. You look like you were going to hit her, but you didn't.
I would have never hit Thelma. But yet she wanted me in jail. She didn't want me around my brother. My brother and I had something that we had to straighten out as far as them kids. I was hurt when I heard that Shelby got molested and nobody did nothing.
Well, you know what? Now she's saying it didn't happen. It is her dad's friend that did it.
Yeah, but you said it too.
You already said it.
You said it too.
It's already done. You told me that. Those came from yours. And she said, I know, I was just mad at my dad. So now she's taking everything back.
But I also got it in writing too.
Uh-huh.
I got that. I got Shelby's commitment in writing right now.
And see, all I went by was hearsay. I didn't get it in writing or anything. And then now I said, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to come down? And when she went up there, I said, you could have a moment alone with him, but she didn't. She didn't even want to go up there and see him. I said, come see him. She was like, no. But when we were all walking out, she was like, Dad, wake up. Dad, wake up. So, see, right there, it gives you a lot of mixed feelings.
You know, we all have a deep love for Andy in our own way.
Uh-huh.
And Andy's my brother, and I don't care if I was around him or not. The point is, alcohol and drugs destroyed our family and killed our mom. If our mom didn't drink and do drugs, then, you know, we would have had a mother. But we don't. And so nobody.
This is over with, and they bury Andy. What next?
I don't know. We'll find out. One thing at a time.
Because now Shelby and Andrew and Matthew's in the Air Force. Andrew just wants his dad buried, and so does Shelby. And then they should leave it alone. Andrew's going to change his phone number and his email. Shelby said she's going to do the same, or she already did. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I said, and the bottom line, I'm going to be honest with you, Joanne. I talked to Shelby today, and I talked to Matthew, and they think you're just trying to hurt them again. Like you're bringing up old wounds and tearing them back up, and they don't know why you're doing this, and they don't understand, and why can't she just leave us alone? Why can't my dad just be buried? I said, you know what? You need to ask her that. No, I don't want to talk to her no more. I'm changing my number. I'm changing my email. I don't ever want to hear from her again.
You know what,
So while
Paulette,
you guys are just running. And
Paulette,
I said, well, maybe it's just her fight then. I said, you guys ain't trying to fight or nothing. And they both agreed that they want their dad just to be peacefully buried. And I said, well, you know what? This is going to come and go, and this too shall pass. I said, you're an adult. You're doing the right thing, Andrew. You're at home taking care of your kids, and you're going to be protective over them because when you were growing up, you didn't have that protection, and then you're going to use that to protect your kids, so you're going to be a stronger person. I said, as an auntie, to talk to you, I'm talking to you out of love and unconditional love. I'm going to send you my address. I'm going to send you my phone number if you ever need help with you and your children. When your children get older, they're going to need someone to turn to, and Auntie Paulette's going to be there to help.
Hold on, stop, Paulette.
I don't drink,
those
I
kids,
don't do drugs, but I'll help you.
Those kids, Andrew, Matthew, Shelby, all of them, forever until the day I die, I am always going to be their auntie, whether my brother died or not. And
so
that's the way you guys should have addressed it, those children. And you should have been telling those kids, that's your dad's sister. You guys need to change, but you didn't. You didn't tell them.
I can't talk for you. I can't.
No, you can tell them that. In any grown person,
I could
they can tell them
that way, but it's their choice. 'Cause
That's
they
what I
look
feel
at you
like,
as
cause you're
being
not
neutral now.
trying to help me to help my family. It's just destroying the living shit out of it. What little left there is.
Then be a good person and let them bury their dad. Don't be bringing up old wounds. Don't hurt them more than they already been hurt. You should help heal and love them and care for them and say,
Thelma should have thought the same way too. I wasn't the one that molested them. I wasn't the one that sodomized those kids. I wasn't the one that made Andy drink alcohol, do cocaine, or smoke marijuana. I didn't do that. I wasn't even around for that. You was. You got to do cocaine with him, not me.
Yep. I experienced a lot with Andy. And we always laughed. We always enjoyed each other. We always held each other and cried with each other.
Whenever I was home, we laughed too. I mean, you know, we laughed. We had a good time. But I didn't have to drink or get high with him in order to laugh with him. For heaven's sake, my brother shot me in my hand. And I still love him and I still forgave him.
Yeah. Well, the last 5 years I sobered up. He still came and stayed at my house, him and his kids, and he grew a chimney for my kids. He spent Christmas here, and we didn't drink and we didn't do drugs. He knew that I changed, and he.
I know he still smoked weed. You told me he left his pipe.
At your house? I said, yeah, come stay at my house. And I was doing the decorations for Christmas, and I said, oh, I wish I had a chimney. He said, I could draw you one. I said, can you? Because I want to hang my stocking, so I got a trifold poster. And he drew me a chimney, and I still have it in my closet, and I had it for 5 years. And that was my sobriety marker with him.
Well, hey, I got another call. I'll call you back.
We laughed and we cried and everything was good. And then when I walked in his room, I'd still say, and the man, get up, what's going on? And we'd just have fun here. Hey, Paulette, where you been? So don't feel bad, Joanne. Just, everything's done and over with. And there's nothing more we can do but bury him and have good memories. Right?
I don't know. My brother meant the world to me, and there's a lot of things I don't like.
People means the world. There's a lot of things you're not going to like, but you got to always accept the good in people and see the good in people. And that's what
the last thing you guys could have did was at least when he was alive, after I left, you guys could have called me. You could have called him. You should have said, Andy, you know, I am going to school to be a counselor, and you know what, Andy, maybe you need to call your sister before you die.
I sat there and did my homework with him.
You should have called me. You should have talked to him. Andy, let's call Joanne. Andy, you know what, that's your sister, but you didn't.
We did try that.
After I left, after I was gone,
why are you building up more walls and
January and February. January 1st I left, and I've never received one phone call clear up to today. I didn't even hear that my brother died. I had to look at it on Facebook. That's how I found out.
No, he died. I was in Pine Ridge from Wednesday to Tuesday, and I didn't even know he died. On the way back from Rapid, I got a call from Regional at 10, but my battery was low, and then I got a call from my mom, and my battery went off. So when I came back, I got closer. I called my mom, and I said, Mom, what's going on? And she said, Andy passed away. You got to meet us at the hospital. We're going to have a service. I said, all right, I'll get off at the hospital. And then you call, and then you leave me an ugly message, but I just know that you're acting out in anger. And I know for a fact that you love your brother. That's why I let you talk to him, and that's why I put the phone there. I could give you that much respect to do that. But
yeah, but when he was alive, not after he's dead.
I'm not all about that.
When he was alive.
Trouble, I don't like drama.
When he was alive, his last days. His last days.
If they can't help themselves heal, then they're screwed because they're going to be.
So I'm screwed because my brother and I didn't talk. You guys made it. You made sure that I couldn't even call the regional. I even got mad at Rapid City Regional. Paulette.
Well, I can't help you no more. I don't know what to do for you no more. All I do is sense anger from you. You're full of hurt. You're full of pain. Only the one that can help you is yourself.
And that's what I'm going to
It
do.
treats me the same thing, and I tell Tammy, if you don't say nothing good to me or about me or don't have nothing good to say else, don't talk to me no more. Just leave me alone. I help people, and I feel good about myself, and I don't have to carry all that anger, all that pain, all that shame. I'm done with that. I'm adult now. I make good choices.
The best choice,
In my heart.
the best choice could have been before Andy died. You guys all knew that Andy was going to die and that his time was short. All you had,
October.
yes, but the last few, sometimes, somewhere in there, just Andy, call your sister. Call your sister.
We told him that, Joanne, and he said no. Honestly, I'm telling you, God's honest truth. I always told him, "Are you going to call Joanne?" And you know what he said? Fuck no. All she wants is trouble, and I don't want to talk to her. That's a God honest truth.
I don't know. I had a dream and it told me that Andy talked to you and said, call Joanne, and you said, no, just let her call when she's ready. That was the dream I had.
Oh, no, that was a dream you had, and that ain't the truth. Because I called, I sat there, and I said, you need to call Joanne. This was right in like January 15th, January 30th, and he said, no. I just want to go peacefully. She's going to come out. She's going to call here and get mad at the nurses. I don't want to go through that.
It kept him alive whenever I did get mad.
All the way up into the last 2 days before he died.
What?
When he looked over at Thelma, my mom and Thelma were sitting there, and you know his last words to Thelma was? He said, Mom, I love you. And he closed his eyes.
If our mom was alive, he would have did the same exact thing.
Yep, he would have. But see, that's where we're dysfunctional at, because we don't really know a mother's love. I don't know my mom's love. My mom still needs me. For what? I don't know. Maybe because she gave me birth. But I have a one-sided relationship with her. I have the relationship with her. You know what? She's so broken, she can't have a relationship with me. But do I hold that against her? No. Because I'm a grown-ass adult and I make my own choices. I go to her house on my terms, but I'm still there and I can still say, Mom, I love you. And she can't look at me and say, Paulette, I love you. She never did. But that's just me. And we all got to figure out who we are. Who are we? What are we about? Who am I? You know, answer them questions. And you have to be humble. And you know what, John? I could be a really mean person and cuss everybody out and yell at them and feel angry. But in my heart, I don't feel like that person. I didn't even need to call you. I didn't even need to return your call. But out of respect, I did it.
Right, and I just like I was standing there. I stood there when you talked to Mulaney Stoneman. I heard every word that you said to her.
She lied too, because she said you wasn't even there. And
that was the only lie she said.
And she said, I don't know, Joanne's being weird. I said, well, I don't want no part of it because I don't like chaos and I don't like drama and I don't want to be a part of it, and I don't want it, and I'm not going to have it. And she said, me either. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what kind of people you hang out, and I don't look for trouble, and I don't try to start trouble. I leave well enough alone. So with these words, I'm just going to let you go, and I'm not going to call you no more. I'm not going to talk to you no more. I did my part, and I'm done.
That sounds good.
Andy, and it's over.
All right, and I'm going to continue to make sure Thelma does not have nothing to do with my brother.
And don't put me in it. Leave me out of everything.
I'm recording this whole conversation
Okay.
because I got tired of being
Fine.
lied to.